Hello everyone. Today I'm going to go over a tutorial on how to create a site in your SharePoint portal, and I'm going to go over the different templates that you have available to you. But first, what I want to go over is a SharePoint site hierarchy. So when you create a site collection, you immediately create a top level site. Now within that top level site, you can also create other sites like your departments, HR, finance, IT, and those would be the sub-sites within the top level site. So the top level site is our parent site and our sub-sites are our child sites. But within those sub-sites or underneath those sub-sites, you can also create other sub-sites. So you can create child sites within sub-sites, and you can create more child sites within those sub-sites. So this is the basic hierarchy of SharePoint sites and the relationship between parents and children within your SharePoint portal. So you have your site collection, top level sites, sub-sites, and then you can have more sub-sites within those sub-sites. So I hope that's a very basic or good understanding of SharePoint sites. Now let's go over how to create a SharePoint site, and let's go over the templates for SharePoint sites. Okay, so this is our new demo site, and we'll be using this site to create a sub-site underneath this new demo site. So to create a site, you go to site contents, and you have to make sure that you have permission to do this. So I have permission because I'm on my admin account. So click on new sub-site, create a title. So I'm going to name this team because I'm going to be using the team site template. I'm going to put the URL as in team, create the team site. So the team site is a place where it's a very common and useful site. It's probably the one that you'll probably use the most. So it's a place where people can come together and work. So if you look down here, it'll tell you a brief description of what the site is. So it's a place to work together with a group of people. So very basic, very simple to understand. So we can set same permissions as our parent site, the new demo site, or set unique permissions. So we're just going to leave it as same permissions. Then we want to choose navigation. Do we want to display the site on the quick launch of the parent site? So what this means is that the new team site will show up on the team or our parent's new demo site's link. So the team site link will show up on the parent site, and then display the site on the top link bar. So this is the top link bar, and basically in the new demo site, it'll show a link to the new team site. So we want to click this as yes, and we'll just leave this as no, and then use the top link bar from the parent site. This depends on, well, all of this pretty much depends on your business requirement and your business's specific procedures. So for example, one of the biggest things is navigation inheritance. So if you select yes, then all of the links in your parent site will show up in your child site. And sometimes you probably don't want that, because let's say you have a group working on a specific thing and you don't want them to have access or to know to show them all the other sites that are on or underneath the parent site. So we're going to keep this as no. That would be the best, following best procedures. So here is our team site. It's a very basic site. We have our share your site, working on a deadline, add lists and libraries, what's your style, so you can change the look of the site, and then you can brand your site with a logo and description of your site. So there are a lot of things that you can do. We have our top link bar here, we have our site navigation here, notebook, documents is a document library that's created for you, and then site content. So you can edit links, add different links to different lists and libraries if you wanted to. So this is a very basic site that you're probably going to use a lot. Now let's go over a different site. Go to site content. We're going to create, actually, you know what? Let's go back into our main site. And then we'll just create our subsites underneath this new demo site. And you can see that the team site showed up on the new demo site, which is what we wanted. So I'm going to create a new subsite, and then we're going to go to blogging. Type in blog. So choose the blog template, and it's pretty simple. It's a blog template. So if you want to do blogging and share your thoughts and ideas, this is where you go. We're going to leave everything the same as it is. Create, and this will create our blogging site. So here's what your template for the blogging site would look like. Here is your welcome to my blog. This is where I'll be sharing ideas, my thoughts, and all these pictures and videos and other interesting stuff. So it creates a basic description for you also. Here are all your blog tools. So create a post, manage posts, manage comments, manage categories, and launch blogging application. And you can even choose a layout that they have ready for you. So basic, this is a basic layout, this is a box layout, see, and this is the inline layout. So actually they're all good. You know what, I'm going to choose the box layout. I like that the best. It brings this out forward. You can have pictures here. So like for example, if you have a picture in your Gmail or your Mac or your computer, you can have the same profile picture here, or a profile picture that you want. If you're working in a blogging community, then you can have your community picture if you want here too. Here's your RSS feed, and then alert me, so you can get alerts, email, text messaging, whichever you set up. You can set up text messaging through SharePoint. Here's events. This is what the event section would look like. Ideas, opinions. Here's ideas and opinions. So they're very simple and basic. You could even add categories that you want. So you can create a new category if you wanted to. For example, thoughts. So you just put the title, save, and here's your thoughts category. And you can go in and edit this page if you want to. It's pretty simple. You go to settings, edit page, and you can add in web parts, and you can get rid of things that you don't really want. So it's very customizable based off what you want to do. And actually it's pretty good right out of the box too. So if you want to get started and you want to jump right in, you can do that. And then slowly you can customize to whatever you need. Here are your archives for your months. So here's my June, and here's older posts. So this is the basic blogging site. Now let's create another site. Okay, we're going to use a different site template. New subsite. And we're going to use a project site. So this is where we make our projects. We'll be managing all our projects through here. So this is your basic layout of a project site. So it's kind of similar to the team site where you have, it looks the same too, but you have all these options here available for you to get started with your site. But this is more like a dashboard. So you have your documents at the bottom, and then you have this task, deadline, timeline sort of thing going on here. This is basically when you create a task list, you get a timeline. So this is a timeline from a task list, which you have today. And then whatever you have today or tomorrow, whatever you're working on, you can also create calendars and add in calendars. So if you go, for example, edit page, you can add in different types of web parts that you want to add. Like for example, if you go to add web part, then you can add in a calendar. So you can add a calendar to this web part to show you what different projects you have on what different dates or what different deadlines that you might have. So if I stop editing, here's my calendar for this dashboard. So here I can have, okay, if I link this to another list, then I can show you, okay, deadlines are on Fridays, and we usually have meetings on Mondays for this project, or whatever you want. So it's very customizable to what you want to do. So here's our home dashboard, notebook, documents like last time, tasks. So this is a task list, and you can see here's our timeline within the task list. Here's our calendar that we have. So these are already pre-built into your template out of the box. But like I showed you, you can also customize whatever you want. So this is a project site. Now let's create another site. Oh, we don't want to do that. We want to go back to our new demo site, our parent site. Go to site contents, create a new subsite, and we'll be doing a community site. So this is more geared to collaboration and sharing and discussing and really building a community within your specific department or even your company. So we're going to do community, and then we're just going to leave everything the same. And working on it. So this is the layout for the community site. So you have hosting a new discussion here. So subject, let's get started. Let's just get started. Body, we Okay, and then you can ask questions too and get answers if you want from other people. And then you have categories, so you can actually customize whatever you want on here too. And here it says we have a lot of work to do for our project A. Let's brainstorm some ideas. So this is a basic layout of the community site, and you have your manage discussions, create categories, create badges. So if I go to create badge, and you can create items, expert, professional. So they're basically lists. You can assign badges. So if you have, for example, you know what a task is, then this is kind of like a task. You know, you can assign task and to do. So here's a reputation settings, community settings. You have contributors here. So whoever's contributing most will show up here. Members, discussions, replies. And then you have your categories, members, about section. So this is new. Welcome to our community. You can put in your rules or specific guidelines. If you use Reddit, then I'm sure you know what. If you have your subreddit, then you can have your rules, your guidelines, and basically you would have a mod, and you would have an admin here making sure that all the guidelines are followed. So it actually depends on your business and your business requirements. Then we have members. So I'm the member right now, and then reputation score 10. Okay, that's good. You know, we can work on it. We can earn 90 more points to move on to the next level. So this is very like it's a building process. So this community site not only develops a community but helps you progress on your skills, or it's very focused on growing too as a person and as a community. So this is our community site, and yeah, you can edit the page and change the look and feel and whatever you want. It's very customizable. I'm gonna go back and go to our sub-site creation. Now we're gonna do a new enterprise. So we have our enterprise option here. So if you have enterprise, then you can choose these options available for enterprise templates. So we want our document center. So our document site is where you go to document. This is where you go to manage all your documents. Create, and this is your basic layout for the document center. So if you want to upload a document, you click upload a document. You can choose a file from a location. So if I go to desktop and go to my tutorial for that list of libraries, I can maybe upload this test document. Press OK, and then if you want a title or a name, you can do that too. I'm just going to leave it the same, and then it'll upload onto your documents, and here's our test document that's uploaded. So you can have modified on or before. You can choose the dates to apply for filters. So there are a lot of things you can do. You have tasks assigned. You have your libraries here, so documents and tasks. You have your lists and libraries here too. So if you click on libraries, it'll take you to your site contents. So you might want to get rid of that. It's not very efficient, because you can just go to site contents and see if they're here. And you might want to set permissions to see, or to allow people to see what kind of list of libraries you have on your document site, your document center site. So this is basically for storing documents and basically if you have several different teams or projects, or if you have several different teams working on a project, this is a good place to go to keep all the versioning and keep all your documents from getting too out of control. You don't want to have too many documents, too many versions, and this basically helps you organize. It's a central place for organizing your documents. So we're going to go back and choose another template, subsite. We have our no, not blog, record center. Records. So this is for record management, and you can keep track of all your records. So it's a little bit like the document center, but it's more of a secure place for your records. So this is a place where you would have you'd have a lot of permissions and access levels. So this is a place where not everyone can have access to, and if they do, then they don't have access to everything. So this is a very tight and secure place. You can submit records. You have your libraries, and you have your drop-off library where you would put all your records, and you can customize this however you want to. And it's very easy for you to know what's going on or what kind of site this is. If you just see here, it shows you that lock. So now you know that, okay, this is a very secure place, and you might want to keep it very secure. You don't want your records going into other people's hands. Okay, so this is your pending submissions, and you have all your information here. So it's pretty simple. Let's go back. All right, let's go over Business Intelligence Center right now. Go to Site Contents, New Subsite. I'm just gonna put BI, Enterprise. So now, Business Intelligence. We're gonna keep everything the same. Create. So this is our Business Intelligence Center template, and here we have our BI site, and we have our explore and analyze data using Power Pivot. So we can create lots of tables or rows of data from lots of different sources. Then we have designing interactive reports, and using Excel and PowerView. And we have shared dashboards, so you can publish dashboards through Excel services. So this is your basic BI site, and you can obviously customize to what you want it to look like, and make your dashboards, and create a whole source of business intelligence. Well, that's why it's called Business Intelligence Center. So that's the BI site. Now let's go and move on to our other site templates. So you go to New Subsite, and we want Enterprise Search Center. So Search Enterprise SE, and then say create. So this is going to be our search site. And there you go. So here you can search for whatever you want. You can search for people. You can search for content. You might be, if you have the settings and the permission set up, you can search for metadata. So there's a lot of things that you can search for. It's a really useful site. Okay, now let's move on. Content subsite. So we're going to be moving on to, so basic search site would be the similar. Let's look at Visio now. So Visio Processing Center. Oops. Visio. This is a site we use. So this is the Visio site. template. This is what it looks like. It looks a lot like the team site template, where we have our getting started panels right here. And at the bottom, we have our processing diagrams and adding new items. This is linked to the library here, process diagrams library here. So this would be your Visio template that you get out of the box, and you can do your branding and style and adding your lists and libraries and other apps. So this is a Visio layout. Now let's move on to the other ones. Okay, so now we have our enterprise section is done, and we have our publishing section. So if you want to publish a site, so publishing, and then we'll just do PB. Now this one is it's like a team site. It's kind of you can store your documents and image libraries, and basically this would create web pages and publishing web pages. So click create. So here is your publishing site. So it's kind of like a page. You can see we have all our other main lists, libraries, and it gets added on to the side link right here, and you can publish this site and after you modified it and whatnot. So over here it says not published yet because it's not been published. So if you click publish it, you can publish this entire site. Okay, let's move on. So this one is for publishing your sites with workflows. So if you have approval workflows or any other kind of workflow, you can publish that site with the specific workflow. So a publishing site would mainly be used for publishing enterprise internet, intranet, communication, and public websites. So there's things like authoring, approving, and publishing features attached to those publishing sites. And then we have our enterprise wiki, which is it's like a Wikipedia page. So you can create the wiki page here. So this is what our wiki page would look like, and then it's a lot like a Wikipedia site, and you can create new content, and you can go in and adjust and make changes, and you can collaborate on pages with other employees or users, and you can discuss or have discussions on the wiki page, and you can even rate wiki pages. You can see here we have a page rating, we have categories, and it allows you to find information and your specific. If you have a lot of wiki pages, then you can use categories to find what you're looking for. So it's a lot like a wiki page where you also have categories too. So this is the last template on the publishing site. So we went over all the templates, and if you have any more questions, please leave a comment. This was a basic understanding of each of the templates, and I just want to show you what they look like and what you get out of the box. And depending on what type of permissions you have, understand that there are some things that you'll see, some things that you won't, and it'll be restricted to you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's kind of long, so I will break it up and post a smaller one so that you can quickly go in and look at what you want to see. And thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and like the video, and look forward to other tutorials.